just celebrated the Queen's birthday. 177 New Zealanders received the various honours, 2 dames, 5 knights amongst the number. Around the panel, I just want to ask, if you had a personal choice, who would you knight yourself? Kevin?
Well, I don't really believe in knights and dames.
So you don't believe in them?
No, I believe in acknowledging contributions. So I would give the highest award to the old woman who's delivered Meals on Wheels for 40 years. That's who I would. I actually really love the fact that people like Andy Dennis and Lexi Matheson and Sissy Rock actually did get honoured in these honours, but they're the exception. It's mostly captains of industry.
Wouldn't that be great to see, Hayley? Wouldn't that be great to see if we honour the people who never get deserved, never get recognition, the people who, not like Sir Peter Leach or Sir Peter Jackson, but people like the Meals on Wheels deliverer, 40 years. Hayley, go to the audience. What do they think of the knighthoods?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, who would you give a knighthood to? Do you know someone personally that you think deserves one?
It's hard to know, really. Like, it would just be how much they've contributed to their community and the people around them, and like a positive influence they've had on society.
Do you think they're even relevant?
Pardon?
A knighthood?
It's different in New Zealand. I think it's more of a English tradition, but I think it does mean something. But yeah.
Now, if you got offered one, would you turn it down?
Probably not.
I wouldn't either, I don't think, even though I'm not sure I agree with it. Anybody else? Who do you think you would give a knighthood to? Who deserves it? What sort of person?
Maybe Sir Richard McCaw.
And that's been talked about, hasn't it?
Or Sir Winston Peters.
Sir Winston Peters even. Wow. I think Richie's already turned 1 down, 2 down, hasn't he? All right, I'm going to go over to this table here. Who do you think you would give a knighthood to? What sort of person in society deserves it?
Just normal people. I don't know, it's an archaic thing. I don't really care.
So you'd turn one down if you were offered it?
Probably not. Why not?
That's so hard, isn't it?
I suppose.
Well, there you go. That's what the audience thinks, Wallace.
That's a good question, though. Would you turn one down? Because, you know, people like Ranganui Walker, who was I'm a big fan of his work, he actually turned one down, and I thought to myself, yeah, if I was awarded knighthood, I'd turn it down too. But I'm not quite sure if I would. Yeah. Would you turn one down?
At this stage, yes.
Would you?
Yes. I think I'm too young for that.
All right, what about you, Ian?
I'd love to say that I would, but when push came to shove, might take
Marama?
it.
Look, Peter Sharples and Tarianda, their people wanted to honour them. They themselves weren't too hot on the idea. Just like Ranginui Walker, so many of our Māori people have turned down these honours. But we need to remember that in Māoridom, it's your greatest person is not deemed by who has the most, but who gives the most. And so those people are not normally looking for accolades because of it.
So do you think it's a bit of an archaic thing, the knighthoods and the dames? Is it time, Parmjeet, to actually get rid of it?
No, I totally respect that, and why I said I'll turn down, it's because I think I need to do more to deserve that.
No, not you. I'm not talking about you now.
No, overall, I'm fully
generally.
supportive. I'm fully supportive of our honours system.
What about you, Ian?
Yeah, look, I actually think we should come up with our own titles.
We
Marama might have better view on what those words should be, but Sir and Dame, they're very English, they're part of the old British colonial system. If we want to honour people, and I have mixed views about giving people titles anyway, but if we want to honour them, why not come up with our own...
Are you a Republican?
New Zealand, I'm a firm Republican, my friend. If we want to honour people in New Zealand, why don't we have our own New Zealand titles?
Kāhui Rangatira.
There we go.
We'd call it the Kāhui Rangatira, the group of chiefs. You know, the people who have elevated themselves to that role because their people have put them up there, because they deserve that.
That's not a bad... Hands up in the audience who actually supports what Marama was saying here. Hands up.
Hands up.
That's maybe 20% of people, 20%. What about you, Kevin? That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like the idea of something that's our own rather than an English system.